Before we begin, just like to thank the original custodians of this land, the Indigenous people of Australia. Yeah, welcome to Vaiju Billabong. It's me, Tamura, and Reezy once again.
Hey.
Yeah, so let's begin. Let's talk about Bryan Kern, my boy. Names like I think he has like 5 yellow names now. Like they found out he had like.
For anyone who possibly doesn't know, he got outed.
He also admitted it. I mean, he did like an article on Hong Kong Free Press. He was like, "Yeah, that's me, but now I'm the victim."
Yeah, he reckoned he'd been doxxed by Natalie Wong, but I think he'd already been doxxed by someone else previously. So
yeah, like there were people posting who Bryan Kern and Kung Song Gong was like a year ago when protests started. Someone knew already. I mean, like everyone was in on it, sort of like on the how do I say it, the pro Hong Kong protester side.
He was also interviewed by an Australian podcast. She said that he was a writer and activist. There was at no point was there a declaration that it was a pseudonym, you know. So yeah, that was a part of a
What's
bunch
the
of
title
other
of that episode?
Oh, Hong Kong's Dirty Secret.
Yeah, and he had that Fargo, that Minnesotan accent, yeah, that I can't do it. It sounds so weird when he speaks. It's like this, it's sort of nasally.
So apparently Max from Grey Zone had to listen to all those different interviews, and he reckons he was analysing them, which it was pretty good for 3 hours. It would have been so painful, but he wanted to prove that they were the same. So
yeah, just every Minnesotan sounds different. I don't know how that works. It's like a mix of like a Canadian sort of American accent this guy has. And it's just more stuff getting dug out about this dude. And the worst part of it is like the Western sort of side is actually defending him because they're trying to paint him as the victim who's being like doxxed, even though he spent 6 years of his life pretending to be an Asian guy, like his yellow face. Yeah, but basically they defend this dude, and like this dude is unabashedly a huge liar. So there's his article, his first article he posted under his pseudonym Kung Sung Gang, however you pronounce it. It's called "The Time Is Now. Hong Kong's Occupy Central." This is from the 2014 protests, when the first they had the whole umbrella protest movement. And to quote what he says, he basically pretends he's actually an Chinese Hong Kong migrant from the mainland. So he says stuff like, "We were born in Hong Kong. We identify with Hong Kong. It is our place, our society, with a sense of ownership that older generations lacked."
Yeah, he specifically makes that point that he is of a younger generation of Hong Kongers.
Yeah.
Even for a second, putting race aside or nationality, he's in the article. He is strongly implying that he was born and raised there. You know, which is like not true.
20-year-old kid, he's protesting. He's like a grassroots native activist.
Yeah,
and he keeps going on. He's like, almost every person, Hong Kong person or her parents or grandparents, came from here somewhere within the last century. The vast majority came from the mainland. These immigrants, which are our parents and grandparents, built the city we see before us every day. Like, he's strongly implying he's like a mainland, like a migrant, you know, from a long time ago, you know, escaping from like the communist kind of feeling. Because he also says like, you know, we were seeking refuge from the poverty, chaos, terror, regime-inflicted famine, tyranny, and persecution.
It's pretty full on.
Yeah, Brian's from Minnesota, isn't he? And he went to Brown and did a PhD in literature.
Sorry, and we haven't even crossed this one yet, but and I don't think me and you are really into whataboutism, but we're gonna fucking go there. And that is, if you're a Chinese person pretending to be an African American, talking about the Black Lives Matter protests and talking in that sort of language, and you got found out, you can imagine how it would be, you know, like that's mental.
That will go mental. Yeah, that'll be New York Times, like for next week, 2 weeks. Just Chinese spy infiltrates BLM movement or something. Yeah.
Just on that point, like, as I said to you before, don't think he's like a CIA agent himself. Like, that's way too. He's too dumb. And he's got too much baggage, you know.
Yeah.
But he might actually fucking believe it himself, and that's why he's been able to embed himself with all those young Hong Kong kids and students, as he was. He's convinced himself that he is that. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, this guy in terms of optics right now, even looking back before that, doesn't look very good. Especially like Scoop.co.nz, even Seven China Morning Post. They all posted about his wife, who's over 18 years younger than him.
Age gap relationship. Woo, woo, woo.
The worst thing is, he met her in Norway when he was teaching in high school in Norway in 1999, 1998 to 2005. And she graduated in 2005 high school. So he was a teacher there. And I don't know. It just seems kind of, in Australia, that's a bit, I mean, wouldn't you say that would be like national news? That's bad out.
That's an abuse of power as a teacher or whatever, and that's what I think is sus. It's really difficult with Hong Kong, is like, who knows what these kids have been roped into by him, because he probably is charismatic and inspiring, maybe. I don't know. If you're a bunch of young kids and some dude from another country, because I know Americans are kind of cool, not really him, yes, but some of them.
Oh, he's trying to do it, man. He's doing that like Hollywood, that sort of Hitler Youth haircut thing he has going on nowadays. I mean, remember that photo I showed on Twitter with his like dopey one with the fringe? He wasn't very cool back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's now like, hipster uncle, kind of.
Yeah, wow. This is like the funniest thing that has probably happened in China stuff lately.
Yeah, it's and there's this like one other place where he's he went to another school, so he left that school in Norway, and he joined a school called Chinese International School in Hong Kong. And it's just that he writes this article about his time there on the Bremer, which is like sort of like their school journal, and he's like, "Oh, this school, I've not been at a school where I've had such distant relationship with students." It's just like, what kind of relationships are you looking for with students that you want them to be so close to you? I don't even know, man. This guy, he just seems creepy.
I get real youth pastor vibes,
Oh, yes, 100%. Yes.
We had one at my school, and he would use surfing to get you into Jesus,
Ooh, so he's like a human rights guy. He's like, have you guys heard about human rights? Yeah, what kind of schools, like, what are these schools doing? They have like these, I mean, it's good that kids are learning about, oppression and struggle, but I've never seen a school that has a human rights program. So, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so has he gone back to America now? I think he'll, if he was smart, he'll just fade off into the distance, eh?
That's Bryan Kern, Kunsungan. I don't know. Anyway, he's from Minnesota, which makes it even more ironic in this regard.
This is also like a massive media scandal. So many places have been publishing his stuff or using quotes from him, so they can either believe that they knew it was a pseudonym and they didn't tell us, or they got hoodwinked and lied to.
Yeah.
So it has to be one of those two. It can't be anything else, and they have to choose. And you'll notice why no other media company is really discussing it outside of those two you listed just now. It's not like BBC's retracting all their stuff, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he's been shown to be a fake. Like, all the stuff he said has already been printed in the minds. It's already been used as evidence and the source of a source, probably filtered through 100 different news sources till you finally get to it on your Facebook page.
Yeah. It's probably still being spread around Facebook now. Like,
some
stupid, idiot auntie uncles like, oh, this Kunchun guy, he's so brave. Fuck. It hurts my brain.
One's going to do the research to find out, I wonder who this guy is, and the rest of the media is making sure we're not talking about the scandal that it is.
Yeah, like his article about the struggle, of his grandparents and stuff. The first one he did, it's still up there, and there's no edit to say that it's actually a white dude pretending to be an Asian kid.
And it's still up there.
Yeah. There's nothing to say that. Yeah. So someone's probably reading it right now. It's like, wow, this kid's really brave. And they little do they know. It's like it was written by a 48-year-old dude at the time.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So weird.
And the stuff about he's saying he's being harassed and doxxed, all I saw most of the time was just people making fun of it and all these sort of jokes about he's probably like some fucking mastermind. He has like 1,000 accounts on Twitter. But then you look at the actual harassment of people. There's this like German girl called Navina Hayden. She's actually getting like harassed, cyberbullied, like intensely. They went and found her partner's workplace and literally tried to get him fired by like saying that his partner was this Asian guy wearing a Nazi suit doing a salute. When in fact, there's just doesn't even look anything like his partner, like her partner. Yeah.
This is in Germany?
Yeah, that's a huge offense.
Oh, right. Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm like, geez, this is crazy. And the worst part is Lita Hong also attacked her. And she's the one that's been complaining about harassment. Well, this lady has had her granddad attacked and called out for being a Nazi with no evidence except the fact that she's German. And that's a huge thing to call someone out for in Germany, mate. Because you get arrested for like Nazism in that country.
Absolutely. Yeah, can't be doing that.
So there was this guy who they somehow found her on Facebook, and basically she shouldn't have. I mean, everyone does this by mistake. They found out that her husband's like a doctor who does some science research in Germany, and they're trying to link that her husband secretly displays Nazi salutes and also is a communist, which is a contradiction in itself.
Nazi communists, they're the worst.
Yeah, Nazbol, his husband, he just marries that one Chinese doctor who's a Nazi, Nazbol. Yeah. And, and that's why she's, just speaking out the truth about, what she thinks. And this is just an average, everyday German girl who happened to, live in China for a bit, and she's just speaking out what she says. It just sucks that she's getting attacked like this.
She's definitely one of those people who has just stumbled her way into China Twitter, and she probably hasn't even gone seeking an audience, but she's got one and talking about her experiences,
Yeah.
And now unfortunately, her experiences go counter to the narrative that the imperialists want to push on us,
And now her husband has to make plans to move to China for safety, because they're just getting all these emails sent to their employees to get them fired or arrested. Yeah, that's actual doxing and harassment, unlike Lito, who just got counted by a bunch of people quoting her tweets about race mixing. But yeah.
Yeah, she was organising mass reporting. Like if she didn't have that blue tick, she would have been in violation of terms,
Yeah. But yeah, so Bryan Kern, the type of harassment he's getting for what he did, or if you even call it harassment, literally people making jokes about his multiple personality disorder. Yeah, that's that. In terms of meltdowns, there's also that, what's his name? Shaun Rein.
Shaun Rein.
Shaun Rein.
So, Chow Collective made it was poorly worded. I think we can say that.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't speak on that experience. It's about white people living in China. But this guy's just got way carried away.
Yeah.
He's taken it so personally. It's got to be true, right?
He was still going on about it today, I think. It's been 2 days. And yeah, he's like, honestly, that tweet, I see why he could be offended, because there's a lot of people who honestly, they're not racist, not imperialists, and they've been sort of grouped into that.
Yeah.
But if you follow Chow enough, like, honestly, they don't mean it. But yeah, I can certainly see why people would get offended by it. But Shaun, he got so offended that he started, actually, because he doesn't follow anyone, so he doesn't know what people like. He follows 0 people.
No, but I'm understanding that he had, you go to a tweet and you find out who's faved it, and he was just refreshing that way, and he was going to report whoever fucking. But he doesn't follow them back anyway.
That's so sad. Yeah, I know. So he follows no one, so that's the only way he does it. He's just refreshing it. So he sat there for like a whole day refreshing it. You just imagine that his wife's like, "Hey, Shaun, let's go for dinner." And he's just like, "No, I gotta like count. How many people."
Dude, so good.
Yeah, and this dude, and then he starts calling out because then he sees that diplomats, Zhou Lijian, some of those high-ranking Chinese diplomats liked it as well.
Yep, and actually added them.
Yeah, and so you better, basically sort of like you better take that
He
back.
told him to unfavor it.
Yeah.
That's mental. I wish I had that sort of confidence and self-belief that I had the power to do that,
I think he's a narcissist or something, but for some background, Shaun Rein is a sort of business consultant, and his main claim to fame is the fact, well, one is he went to Harvard, okay, and two, he is married to the granddaughter of Marshal Ye, who's like Ye Jianying. He's like one of the 10 marshals of China, and one of the most powerful people in China after the death of Mao.
Right.
So, yeah, and that family still is very much influential. They have various people like sons went on to become mayors or governors themselves, or people in the committee. So they hold a lot of power. So what happens is, people want to do business in China, say American company, they need to get access to Chinese state people for like a quick visa or something. They'll pay 50 grand to call Shaun, and Shaun link them up with someone in his family. That's like his whole business thing.
Right.
So I'm guessing he literally like went and called someone in his family, try to get like one of the diplomats fired. I don't know if he did that, but that's what he sounded like, because there's a Chinese trope about this guy called My Dad's Li Gang.
Yeah.
And basically, I don't know if you can play it on this podcast, but it's this hilarious video. It's actually not a hilarious story though. So this rich kid in China ran over two people, and when the police try to like arrest him, he's like, "Dude, my dad's Li Gang. Do you know who the fuck my dad's is, bro?" Basically in Chinese.
Yeah.
And it became a meme. So basically, like people who are connected to like sort of high-ranking officials in China will like make up like, my dad is, bro. I'll tell you, like, my dad, he works at Nintendo. He'll get you banned. That's basically what he did. The Chinese version of that. And
yeah, we have that trope all over the world, don't we?
so this one's a bit more serious. Yeah.
Anyway,
It's basically he just did a major Karen. Then he went and attacked Naomi Wu and said she's a horrible person who supports racism.
Yeah.
He had to delete that tweet. Because Naomi, she's a good operator on Twitter. She knows how to.
Yeah, she's cool as.
She is, yeah.
But actually, the funniest thing is we probably should have put this at the beginning of the conversation, is that he's quite pro-China. Like, it's not like he was one of the other weird expats we're talking about before.
Yeah.
It's so funny, but then it shows that the like Chow Collective, they're talking a lot of things out there that they feel like they're rustling feathers, I guess.
But he's also pro-US. Like he believes that both countries can coexist. He's like a sort of like a super centrist kind of dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's born in America, but his mum's Chinese and his dad's Jewish. Yeah. And
yeah, well, I guess people like him in the business community will be good long term to like make sure that these two countries don't go to bloody war with each other.
Yeah, but he's so sensitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just never seen anyone go on such a meltdown. And he was still doing it today, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, in Australia, we've also had the Friendly Geordies meltdown, which has been going for a full week as well. So,
it's hard to explain what Friendly Geordies is. He's like,
he's sort of like a Michael. Someone compared him to a Michael Tracy. So
yes, but he's better looking than Michael Tracy. I mean,
can't stand him.
Yeah, he just
I know.
Yeah, that's enough. That's too Australian. This story. It's too.
Yeah, no, we won't talk about that. I'll edit most of this out.
But yeah, it's Shaun Rein's thing was just a little hissy fit. He'll get over it. He's rich. He can just make some phone calls, get some more money back.
It's just been great for us to watch. and it's made good content for a podcast, hopefully.
Yeah, people should keep melting down. It's good.
Yeah, well, there's always someone going crazy. Everyone, lots of big egos. So once a week, there's always something happening.
Yeah, I mean the meltdowns. The best ones are those that when they just keep going, when everyone's already ignored them and they just keep tweeting. Those are the top tier ones, and they just sort of escalate it and try to keep going higher. And if only she had like Twitter and he liked that post, and I wonder what he would have said. Oh man, that'd be great. He's like, you're racist. Yeah.
He totally needs a Twitter. Everyone else does.
Yeah.
Does he speak English very well?
I'm not sure, man. Like Chinese leaders in the history of speaking English. I don't know if you've seen that the Jiang Zemin memes. Too young, too naive.
Okay.
There's quite a lot of memes. You should look up to them, man. The Jiang Zemin memes. And I wish. Yeah, if he had a Twitter, he'd probably just post like really, really boring stuff. Like.
Oh, of course. And I don't know if he has interns, but some poor bastard be writing them out for him and go through a panel.
And stuff like nothing shall separate all of China. Taiwan is China. And the thing is, he'll actually get like, a billion retweets from like older MLs. Yeah, like, oh yeah, he's doing it, man.
It'd be so lit if he was like tweeting and like Donald Trump replied to him. How mental would that be?
Yeah, dude, that would be sick.
He doesn't have Twitter.
And Kim Jong-un, that'd be sick as well if he had Twitter. Dude, he just like posts like tweets like, I don't know what Kim Jong-un would actually tweet about, like, and the NBA. That'd be hilarious.
Kim's got a PC with this massive amount of. He's got a folder with all these memes in it, and he's just like, he has like he has an old account.
Probably does.
A couple of them on Twitter where he's just like posting the funniest shit.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he's like a sports guy.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's huge with Beat Meatball. Remember, he had like Dennis Rodman go over and.
That's right.
Yeah, so he's probably just like tweeting NBA gifs.
Yeah.
You don't even know. We might have seen him or he could just be like another tanky.
Oh, that would be sad.
Like his Gucci gang. Nah.
If he was like this is such a stupid thing to talk about, but like if Kim was on Twitter and he was like defending his policies and stuff through a pseudonym, that would be so fucking lame, as we fucking previously discussed for the other half of this podcast.
Yeah, it'd be funny though, because he can literally just like organize a whole army battalion and be like, you guys better all keep retweeting my stuff as soon as I tweet it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he would just destroy everyone. Like he would ratio anyone. He would just mobilize the entire like army and just destroy you in any argument. You could say the dumbest argument and you'll be like, damn, he's wrecked me. I got ratioed.
Yeah.
That's actually probably true of anyone. Yeah, but what was the article that you showed me the other day with the Kiribati?
There's an island chain of, I think there's 3 of them in the middle of the Pacific Ocean called Kiribati, and a Chinese official was recently there, and in that country they have like a ceremony where a bunch of people get down and they're so hospitable, they lie down on the ground and they let their guests, walk over their backs. Welcome to the party, I guess.
Yeah. There were quite a few islanders defending what the Chinese ambassador did, though. They're like, dude, this is what we do.
Yeah, so there was an article, and the article was quite sensational. And within the article, there was a quote from a freelance journalist in Kiribati, so God knows who they were, saying that they found it a bit uncomfortable, which, I'm sure there's some people who live there that were also weirded out by it. We can't really comment on that because it's not our bloody culture. But the way it was clearly sensationalized in the ABC article, and the reactions on Twitter, of course,
and the headlines, and the way it was sort of formatted on how they like Chinese people stepping on the backs of like small island nations. Yeah.
Yeah, but as you said, I think I cut you off. There was a number of Pacifica accounts that were saying, that's how we do it,
Yeah, I mean, even in the article, what's that local MP guy, Mr. So I'm going to butcher it, Tai Kayara.
Right.
And he says this is just a way, to show respect and love to a visitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of Westerners can't comprehend a culture that's so open and welcoming.
It's pretty funny, though. There was like this guy, radical centrist, John Scottus. He's got a member of Radical Center. He's like, even if it's a tradition still widely practiced, something which seems doubtful, I cannot imagine a decent person willing to do this. So it's like, if you're offered to do this, and if you say no, that could be potentially like, very disrespectful. And this random dude from America, nothing related to Kiribati, is like trying to feel offended on behalf of people that I know about.
It's just, we're going to see a lot more of this, aren't we?
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. I don't know if the Belt and Road is going through Fiji, maybe. One of those countries.
Could be part of the plan. I mean, there are people, there were other comments, like people's like, goodbye to your trees and fishes, and there's a lot of comments very xenophobic in regards to the article.
As if the West has been any better.
Yeah, I mean, Australia only cares about now when they basically just left it on the back burner for the Pacific. They really didn't care until China stepped in and tried to actually invest properly.
英雄花间意，歌曲人影稀。谁知明日时分里，台上望真心。唱一曲别离，谁在君怀里？昨日相依，今夜又相离，各临笑泪滴。一出悲喜，众里佳人老矣，为戏幕里英雄美人在交替，笑谈千年。